In this episode of the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast, we have a conversation with a mom who is concerned about refraining from spanking during the parenting class. And as we discussed the situation that she got in, that she felt she needed to spank, it was super interesting the way that the mom processed and then was able to come to a new idea about what she could do instead of spanking in that moment. I really hope you enjoy this episode. I thought her aha moment was one of the best I'd ever heard, and really, really honored her process and witnessing her transformation. Have a great day.
Do you have any questions right off the bat?
No, I don't. Maybe I do. Okay, I do. So the commit to no spanking, and I don't want you to think I'm a bad parent because I don't often spank Billy, but sometimes he has a really bad poopy diaper and won't stop wiggling. And I ask him repeatedly, and like the only way to get him to stop is to tap his little thigh, and then he stops. So like I'm gonna have to figure out another plan because I can't have poop all over the place either for that 2 minutes.
Okay, so if you look at it from the standpoint of what is he learning, and
yes.
And in the long run, did you read the part?
I haven't. I haven't read anything yet. I'm hoping that there's going to be. I realize we negotiate. We negotiate with you all the time. We've communicated with him since before he was born. Like really, seriously, I've talked to him since before he was born, and so he comprehends so much. And we have these conversations like, oh, I'll be with you in just a minute. I have to finish putting this away, and I'll be right there. And then I really do try to follow through. But when he's in a mood and he's wiggling with a poopy diaper, that's really my only challenge. That's the only time that I have to get his attention that way, or the only time that I've gotten his attention that way.
Okay, how old is he?
He is 21 months.
Okay, so let's talk about what are some alternatives that you could do during the class. Because here's the challenge. If you continue to use spanking as a last resort, even just in this one area, which you totally can do, and you're not going to fail the class or anything like that, and it undermines the effectiveness with what you're learning in this class, because in a lot of ways it's kind of counter to what you're going to be trying to do and instill, which it sounds like is what you do with everything else except for this, because this is so challenging you can't have poop everywhere.
Yes.
And I would love to see you figure out an alternative.
Okay.
I mean, like, what are some other possibilities? Like, for example, how much does he comprehend word-wise yet? I mean, every 20
a lot.
Words is different.
He really comprehends a lot, and that's what's more frustrating about this being like literally the only situation I have to do that in, because I can put him in a timeout, and I do. If we need to calm down, I need the time away, I'll put him in his crib. I can walk away and come back in 2 minutes after I've gotten out of my head and he just had time to cry a little bit. Then we come back and I ask him if he's ready to get out, and he goes, yeah. So then we get out, we hug for a while, and we go on with our day. But literally while I'm trying to change his poopy diaper and it's on his leg, I can't do that because then I'm going to have to wash all the sheets, which just causes me another half hour of work.
Yeah, no.
Instead of him just stopping for 2 seconds.
Right. Okay, so how about this? If you think he'll and this, this is a little touchy here. You've got to figure out like what is age-appropriate expectation for him. What if you say, Mommy's not willing to hit you on the leg if you don't stay still for your diaper, and can't have poopy on the bed or whatever it is you're on the cup, whatever you're on.
Yeah,
so
right.
you can either lay still while I change you, or I'm going to carry you and lay you in the bathtub and change you there, so it's easy to clean up.
Oh. Okay.
And see if you
I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, just like it's kind of like child-proofing in a way. It's like, okay, how can I set this up so that I get what I need, which is not having poop in a place that it's going to be impossible to clean up.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, that is a reasonable alternative. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And just work with that as a starting place. I mean, maybe you're going to come up with something a little different, but start with that and see where that goes with him. And again, it's going to depend a lot on his level of comprehension of the this or that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if that resonates with him. If that he picks up, he does. He loves his bath. He spends a lot of time in his bath, and I don't think he'd want it to be a place that seems like he, is a negative scenario for him.
And
So
don't make it negative. I mean, I would even bring something in under his head or something. Don't let him hurt himself, because if he flips himself over on the porcelain, he could hurt himself. So you want to set it up so he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, even a towel or something that he, is easy to wash.
Easier to wash, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That's what I would do with that one, just for this purpose. And again, during the class, if you can refrain from that, it's going to increase the effectiveness you'll have at the things in this class.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm willing to do it for sure. I was thinking about it this morning when I read that, and I was like,
uh-oh.
Yeah. I was like, wow. I'm in a weird situation with this one, because but that sounds totally doable. I can do that.
Great. And also in this regard, and you'll hear this on the recording, if you come up with another situation, which there possibly could be, and I know this is the only thing that's occurring right now, but if you get into another place where there's a moment where you think you do need to swat him, I am available. You have my number. If you don't have my number, I'll get it from me. You can call or text me and go, I need to spank him for this. And I will walk you through for this purpose if you're willing to do it before you swat him.
Okay.
So if you already swat him, don't call me, but if you haven't swatted him yet and you're willing to stop for a moment and just see if there's something else you can do, I'm available 24/7 for that.
Okay. Awesome. That's great.
Okay. Very good. Cool. That was great. I'd love to have this, as a general help for people, because that's a good question and a good, idea for a result.
Yeah. It really is. It never even occurred to me. That absolutely wasn't a thought in my head. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Well,
okay.
I don't know how you saw that, but yeah, that totally worked.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to today's Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. If you're into season 2 and you're listening to all these great questions that the parents have and answers and ideas for what to do in all these different situations with your kids, please help us out. Like, share, subscribe, and especially leave us a positive review. All of that helps the podcast grow, and I really appreciate it. Thanks again for being here, and happy parenting.